G'day and welcome to our next video in the 5.3 Mathematics Trigonometry series. This video is going to be focusing in on the cosine rule. In our previous video we looked at the sine rule, and that was introducing us to triangles that are not right angled and using trigonometry to apply to triangles that are not right angled triangles. And the cosine rule does something very similar. So we have some examples here where we're going to be able to use the cosine rule. We're not actually able to use the sine rule in this instance because we don't have the side that is opposite the given angle. So we use the cosine rule instead. So the cosine rule will be able to help us out there. So the cosine rule itself, uses the angles and the sides, and it relates to one angle and two sides of a triangle. So that's all it needs. It could be any three sides of the triangle, plus one more we'll put there. So it's really three sides of the triangle and just one of the angles. Now the rule itself, when we're applying it to an unknown side, the rule itself is going to be a squared, so little a squared, so lowercase a squared equals b squared plus c squared. Now this is part of Pythagoras' theorem, but relating to non-right angled triangles. Then we've got 2bc cos a. So I've just written over the diagram there a little bit, but we've got a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. So we're looking at the sides, which are the lowercase, and the angles, which are the uppercase. Now for the unknown angle, and I might give myself a little bit more room here. The unknown angle, well, we're going to use cos A. All right, so let's label our unknown angle of the A, the capital A, uppercase A, b squared plus c squared minus a squared this time, all over to bc, because the cos A is now on the other side. So we can actually get to these by doing a little bit of algebra, but we're not going to get into that today. We just need to know how to use the formulas for today. So they're the two formulas, unknown side, unknown angle. So let's have a look at them in action. Here we have find the length of the third side in this triangle corrected 2 decimal places. So we're looking for the side, so that is going to be this formula. So what we're going to do is we're going to label our sides of our triangle in an appropriate manner. So I'm going to label that corner A, then B and C, which means that this side is an A, this side is the little b, and this side is a little c. And then I can use that information to plug into my formula. So a squared is going to stay the same because I don't know the value of a. B squared will become 3 squared plus 2 squared minus 2 lots of 3 times 2 times cosine of a, which is 102. Then we can chuck that straight into the calculator after we get the square root sign involved. So a is going to equal the square root of all this. So 3 squared plus 2 squared minus 2 times 3 times times 2 times cos of 102 degrees. Let's plug this into the calculator now. Here's my trusty calculator. We are definitely on. Find my square root sign. 3 squared. Find my x squared there. It's 2. Whoops. Let's go back one. Plus 2 squared. Minus 2 times 3 times 2 times cos of 102 degrees equals, now we're going to write all this out, so we've got 3.9363, 3.96, see what it was again, 93636, I should say. 3636. Sorry about that. I want to go to 2 decimal places. So I look at this number here. This number here is above the halfway. So it's 3.94. And we've given the measurements, so it will be in centimeters. Okay. Let's do the next one. The next one is looking for an unknown angle this time, so we're going to use our other one. And this one's going to be to the nearest minute. So for this one, we're going to use the cos A equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared all over 2bc version of the formula. So you can see we've got a version to find the side length and the version to find the angle. We're going to have, let's chuck in some sides now. Make that A, B, and C. So that's going to be A, B, and C. Just makes it easier to know where you're going to be putting things. So cos of theta is going to be, which side's B? So 12 squared plus 13 squared minus 8 squared all over 2 times, which one was B again, 12 times 13. Okay, so that's where we're up to. So theta is going to be the inverse of cos, so that's the 1 to the minus 1. And we're going to pop that all, let's make that 2 look a little bit nicer. So 12 squared plus 13 squared minus 8 squared all over 2 times 12 times 13. Let's plug that into our calculator. Let's move that over this side. Clear it. Alright, so we have second function or shift, cosine. Let's set up our fraction. 12 squared plus 13 squared minus 8 squared. Let's pop down on the next line, 2 times 12 times 13, out of the fraction, close off the bracket, equals, it's going to be 37, keeps disappearing, 0.531. Now this has been asked to be found to the nearest minute. So if I go back to my calculator, that's when I need to press our DMS button. Okay, so I hit that button and you can see here it's 37 degrees and 3 minutes. 37 degrees, 3 minutes. And that's it. That's how you use the cosine rule. Hopefully this video has been a little bit of a help and informative for